Welcome to the following presentation of Minor League Esports on the MLE Network.
And welcome to Minor League Esports presented by APM Music. My name is Bass from the past, and joined alongside me today is the one and the only Chaser. Welcome to the booth, my friend. How are you doing on this fine afternoon?
Well, we're going to get in some PL action here, so we're really excited to see that, absolutely. So we got the Knights sitting at 8-2, leading that Forge division, facing off against the 1-9 Express to start our afternoon here.
This is going to be an interesting matchup, and as you said, the Express have a lot they've got to prove this week. At 1-9 right now, they haven't necessarily had the strongest start to the season, but here at Premier League, there really are a ton of strong teams, and you never know what could happen. Unfortunately, though, Chaser, the Knights team is, well, let's put it simply, a little bit stacked, a very, very solid squad, and if they're going to want to try and take them down here today, the Express have got to pull out all of the stops.
Yeah, we got Comp, Perma, and Cutie for the Knights. And we got Capsize, Centurion, and Jish coming in for the Express. So, like you said, tall order to be found from the Express, trying to beat the two-time MLE champion in comp, back-to-back, as I will add, in comp. And Perma, no slouch either. Definitely had a good run last season in the playoffs until they were cut short. And, yeah, we'll have to see what these players can do as they join the pitch.
100%. Both of these teams are really going to be battling it out, to put it simply. And I do have a feeling this is one that really could go the distance, to put it simply. I think there's a lot of good players on the field, and if we see them really pull out everything that they've got, peak at their performance just for the entire day, this one could go to 2 games, and we have it all deciding game number 5. But no matter what, they're really going to be fighting for that game differential. As we said, for the Express, even if they don't necessarily win this series, getting multiple games on the board is going to be incredibly important.
Yeah, any win will help, as they've only got the one so far throughout the beginning portion of the season. And against a division rival, it's even more critically important. So we'll see what happens here as the players have joined the pitch, and we're about to get started here. Game number 1 underway on Manfield Snowy. Capsize and Cutie on the kickoff. It's going to go to the sidewall. Perma's going to take over the possession there, trying to get a 50. Big clear from Centurion. Nobody's back. That could be an opportunity. Comp, good retreat, comes back to try to make a play on the side, and is going to be beaten there by the Express. A big clear coming out once again, but cut off and intercepted. A shot comes in. Save there coming in from Comp.
Good patience so far being displayed here by the Knights. They're just kind of waiting for this offense from the Express, and they're doing so to really feel them out. That's one of the biggest things in game number 1. Our team's trying to figure out the strategy of the other team and trying to figure out how they're going to be able to counterattack it. So far, pretty calm from both teams, as now the Knights finally do get their first offense in quite some time, but as they just kind of control this midfield, no real plays being developed quite yet.
Wait a minute. Great passing play coming out there. Cutie to Comp, and a great play all around. Perma setting that whole play up, getting it into the middle, and the demo on the back line. Doesn't really matter as it was out of the play, and a good shot comes in. Comp showing why they are one of the best players here in the Premier League. So starting it out again, 4:15 on the clock, and a lead to the Knights, rather. The Express playing from behind here. Ball still wandering in midfield. Capsize will put that over to the side. Another opportunity. Jish looking for a flick. Does get it, but is challenged well by the defensive Comp.
Yeah, Comp's doing a great job so far here, just being in the right place at the right time. And we're starting to see now that patience that I had spoken upon. It's starting to be a little bit detrimental, I would say, to how the Express are playing, because, yeah, they're just allowing the Knights to do what they want. The Knights now up 2-0, and they're just giving so much space to their opponents.
Yeah, and Comp is not a player you want to allow to have that much space. Just missing that save attempt there. And unfortunate for them, they do find themselves down 2-0 now. This kickoff actually almost in favor of the Express, but now Perma's going to look for a ball into the middle. Crossing play, but a good clear comes out from Capsize. And once again, Comp keeps the Knights in it at midfield, and a A little bit of a couple whiffs coming out from either team. Ball is going to be on the front of Perma's car going towards Comp, but not going to be found to the net. Retreating is Comp and the Knights.
This is great play so far. I know we keep mentioning his name on repeat here, but Comp has been such an integral part of this Knights play style, and Perma trying to take away at least one save from Comp and get some points for themselves, and might even get a couple more at that. A counterattack, and all of a sudden the Knights are up 3-0.
And a big lead here with still 3 minutes remaining. Capsize, low boost, just kind of trying to find any kind of pads they could and just not able to find anything. Empty net shot there for Perma, and now we have a big lead for the Knights, as this is kind of something we've thought may happen with the records of both of these teams. But like you said, Premier League action, it's anybody's game.
100%. It really could go either way right now. And yes, this is a 3-0 deficit, but the Express, all they need to do is get, oh my word, one good play on the board as they're pressed into defense once again. It's not necessarily looking like they'll get it quite yet, but I do like the movements we're starting to see out of Express. They're trying to play better and better every time, oh my word, they hit the pitch. But unfortunately, it seems like every goal that they're facing is getting better and better from the Knights.
And a very tough angle coming out from Cutie on this shot again. And man, just not expecting that shot from that position, I think, were the defense of the Express. So now they find themselves down by 4 with still half a game to play. We've seen the Knights score 4 in this amount of time, so it is still possible. But I got to believe with the pressure that the Knights are putting on, it's going to be a tough ask from the Express.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy one for the Express here. They do have about half this game remaining, but I'm not going to say they're out of this one, but I really do think that their mentality should be looking towards game 2 already. They're starting to figure out the strategies that they need, and even if they can't necessarily implement them here in game number 1, making those necessary adjustments as they move into game number 2 is what's going to keep them in this series. As we said going into this one, this is a series where the Express just need to see what wins they can get. The Knights are obviously rated a little bit higher than they are, so just getting a couple wins on the board is going to be the big goal for today.
And you see here the Knights again just starting to pepper the end of the Express, keeping that ball on their offensive half are the Knights. Great passing play comes in as a shot came in from Comp, and Cutie was trying to set that one up and get a 5th goal on the board for them. Now a good chance for the Express to get one back, but again, good defense coming out from Comp. Perma going to set it back towards the midfield line. Big passing play coming out from Capsize, but Centurion actually turns away and is not going to be ready to receive a pass. Now an intercept from Comp. That's going to be on target, and that's going to be another one here. A hat trick for Comp.
Oh my word, we're going to keep saying his name all day and for good reason. Although, huge shout out to Cutie on that one. An incredible demo at absolutely the perfect time is going to open up the back end here. And now we're starting to also see not only are the Knights a solid team, they can get it done in many different ways here with 5 goals, which I don't think really any of them have been similar to each other.
No, they've definitely all been a little bit different in execution and, well, style, really. Everything working out for the Knights, though, here. A good 50 on that side from Comp and a demo from Cutie, but it didn't really matter. Knights still have possession. Perma going to be looking for a pass into the middle, and that's going to be a nice, easy net for Cutie. A 6-0 lead for the Knights.
I just gotta wonder how they're gonna slow them down at this point. The Express are trying everything, but I still gotta go back to the very first point we had in this game with the very first goal of this game. The Knights are getting a lot of room in the air. If the Express wants to try and slow down this shooting, they need to have one of their players start pre-jumping and getting in the way of the players on the Knights. As it stands right now, with that amount of space and this being the Premier League, it's just gonna be a lethal shot almost every single time.
Yeah, and you got to be able to execute on the defensive half as well. And right now, it's looking like the Express are having a tough time with the amount of pressure that the Knights have put on. As another ball into the back line of the defense for the Express. A good one from Cutie off the backboard. Looking for a 7th are the Knights, but they're not going to find it right yet. They do still have possession over to the backboard. Double tap coming in from Perma. It's going to be a great save from Centurion to limit the damage there. And, man, it just seems like the Knights have all the pressure in the midfield, and that is what's generating every offensive opportunity for them right now.
100%. I mean, I really do think, wait a minute, is this one just going to fall in? No, it's not. Cutie going to make a save on the line. But to sort of go back to the point you were saying earlier, yeah, it really does seem like it's just playing to survive right now for everyone off of the Express. I think you put it perfectly when you said limiting the damage, because that's what they're doing right now. They're just trying to slow down the Knights. And as we get get into the very end of this game, and the Knights do take it 6-0, this is going to be something I think that we need to have a focus from the Express going into game number 2. They need to play with a little bit more precision. This is a problem that I don't mean to roast the Express. This really doesn't mean to be in a sort of negative connotation to them in any way, shape, or form. But this is a problem we see a lot in between Diamond and Champion, is teams who are just touching the ball to touch the ball. They've gotten so frustrated that the other team is in so much control over the pace of play that they start to try and interrupt stuff, but by interrupting, all they're doing is throwing off their own rotations and not really being able to develop a greater play. So for the Express right now, they need to focus on having more precise touches. The Knights are kind of just waiting out at midfield for these weird touches out of the Express, and the minute they see an opening, they jump like there is no tomorrow and score immediately.
Yeah, and the pace on the touches as well from the Express. They're soft touches, like you said, awkward touches that aren't really generating any good play for the Express, and then the Knights just pounce. You got Comp there with 3 goals, 3 assists for Perma, a goal for them as well. Cutie with 2 goals and assists. And it just looks like the Knights are just jumping on any opportunity, and it's working for them. They've been able to generate all kinds of offense. And it comes down to that midfield, just like we've been saying the entire time throughout that game 1. So we'll see if there's some sort of an adjustment the Express can do. Maybe they're going to have to get a little more physical with this tough Knight squad.
I think physicality is going to be huge here. I think that's definitely something to note as we get underway here in game number 2, is we didn't necessarily see too many demos, and the one time we did see a demo was out of the Knights, or at least the biggest one I can think of in terms of just impact on the game. They had one good demo that turned into a goal immediately, and now we got to see if the Express can try and take that strategy and run it against the Knights, because when they're playing this patiently on defense, you need to figure out a way to get them to panic.
Now they're starting off quickly in the offensive zone, are the Express. The Knights are able to handle what they're throwing at them so far, though. Comp is going to send it out. Gets it past the last defense, and into the net it goes again. Comp getting a goal for the Knights.
Oh, my word. See, this is, it's exactly what we were talking about, getting in the way of the play here. Jish tries to do exactly that, but they're just a bit too quick here. The Knights definitely outpacing their opponents, and only 24 seconds into this game, you can see an example of that yet again. I have to start worrying for the Express at this point. They seem like they're doubling down on the strategies they tried in game number 1, and, well, they didn't really have much success with said strategies in game number 1.
Well, you didn't score a goal and you allowed 6, so yeah, you do definitely need to find something that is going to work, and now Capsize is a little bit too far forward here. Comp is going to send it across the field to Perma, but a good 50 there at midfield, not allowing anything to happen. This is a good pass. This looks promising as well, but Cutie is going to be back and making that save. Jish keeping the pressure alive for the Express, and another clear comes out from Comp. Nobody on that side of the field for the Knights, but Comp is able to get the ball here again, going for a flick, gets a fake, faking out 2, almost gets all 3, and now actually saves the shot from Capsize as well. So now the Express are looking for the counterattack. A good opportunity is going to be saved out by Comp.
Oh my word, I gotta say, at this point, the Knights, I'm not sure what they can't do here, because as great as they have been on offense here, as we saw a double fake in front of the net, and now this passing play that develops, their defense has been impeccable as well. They've been absolutely stellar on the back end, an absolute brick wall to almost all of the shots that we've seen out of the Express, and while the Express are starting to find some momentum on offense, they need to really try and figure out a way to make the Knights uncomfortable. It's something we mentioned earlier, and I'm gonna keep pounding it home, because there's a reason that the Knights are so good on defense. There are very few shots that have been ripped against them so far that have put them in bad places and awkward positions.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the rotations from Comp. They've been playing very well on both ends of the pitch, and it just really shows. Comp has got 2 shots and 2 saves in the goal for their name so far. So, I mean, they're definitely performing on both ends, and now the Express, they're going to be in a 3-on-1 opportunity. Centurion's going to put it to the back wall. Shot comes in, and finally the Express break through that tough defense.
There's the type of plays we were hoping for here. No imperfect passes, precision all the way. All 3 players getting involved, and 1, 2, 3, the back of the net it finds. That's how you beat a team like the Knights. You have to put them in awkward positions and force them into places like that. This next kickoff is going to be incredibly important, because at 1-1, this is a huge chance for the Express to try and turn around this momentum.
Yeah, but the Knights are quickly striking once again. looking to get some sort of a dynamic passing play out. Centurion is going to clear it downfield, though. Perma, big volley off the back wall. Comp is going to be there to set it into the middle for Cutie. Shot comes in, and it's going to find a way through. Knights back to the lead.
Oh, my word. Look at the precision on this shot. It's a great pass from Comp. Full props to him, but Cutie puts it perfectly into the corner. Notice his capsize is a little bit off of that back post and just slots it in there for the 2-1 lead. The Express now, it's all eyes on them. They need a good response here. And as I think they fake a kickoff, they might just have a chance. What can Jish do with this one? Not much. Perma gets in the way, and once again, Express still struggling to find that momentum.
Well, this is a very spirited play right there, and Centurion is going to get the goal to tie it up, but a very great passing play coming out as Capsize drops that one down for him.
Maybe this is the strategy. We're mentioning, hey, maybe you guys are going to need to get a little bit more physical. I think it's the passing plays they need to rely on here. Express at this point, they just seem to link perfectly, especially Centurion and Capsize. So they can try and run with that momentum, try and run with those type of plays. They might just have a shot here. With over 2 minutes remaining, Chaser, I have a feeling we are not quite done seeing all the goals scored in this game.
Absolutely, we are not. Jish is going to try to set this one up again for the Express. That could have almost gone in as well, but good read from the defense of the Knights. Perma is there for it. Comp was looking to center that ball, but now they're going to chase it into the box. But good touch is coming out from the Express defense once again. Comp is going to be able to receive this pass to the backboard. Perma's up for the double. Going to be able to take the shot, but it's saved out by Jish. Comp continues to keep the pressure on here for the Knights. Not able to make contact there. Cutie will try to make it happen now. But again, just getting it away are the defense of the Express. Perma keeping pressure on, getting the flick. Shot comes in, but saved again by Centurion.
We're seeing a lot better defense right now out of the Express than when they started this game here. They're able to withstand most of the pressure that's coming out of the Knights here. And unfortunately for the Knights, they're kind of going back to the same strategy as in game number 1, but not nearly having the same sort of success. The solo play here, though, could change it all, but no, instead, Capsize gets the save. Now with a counterattack from the Express, they're going to slot it into the bottom corner. Oh, my word, Jish, what a shot.
Great placement as well. Nobody on that back post. Jish recognizes that. Comp just out of reach of that play. And this is the first lead the Express have had so far. And now it's going to come down to what they can do on the defensive half of the field and if they can get an insurance marker.
Well, they might just have a chance here, but they need to try not let this one get in. And unfortunately, they give up a kickoff goal. And Chaser, that lead they fought so hard for is immediately erased.
And it's just a great offensive push from the Knights. Perma able to get good contact on that ball to get the shot. And just they just felt a little bit out of place, I think, through the Express off that kickoff. The hit was a little bit too powerful into that corner. They're going to try to get that goal right back and get into the lead again.
They just might be able to. No, a great save in front of the net out of Cutie is going to at least starve it off. But unfortunately, this is something we had hinted upon in game number 1, is making the Knights look awkward. They're finally there. This is what the Express were trying to do, is get them to triple commit and then own goal. I don't know if they were going for exactly that play, but that's the power of an awkward defense.
I don't even know if they were going to try to make any kind of a pinch happen, but Comp and Perma getting into each other completely throws the defensive rotation away, and then Cutie was up for that too from the far post, and just speechless. That's what I'm at right now. It was a little bit of a mistake on the half of the Knights, but hey, the Express, they're saying we'll take that, and now they have to play some defense as Comp is going to look for a play for Cutie to make the goal.
Might just have a chance here, though. Open net. Perma's in the center and slams this one home. They may have made a mistake on defense, but their offense remains incredible.
And the offensive output is just continuing forward for both of these teams. We've got 8 goals so far this game. It's all offense in this series as well. So 25 seconds remain. We're getting into silver goal territory. Next goal may be the one to do it.
And this could be the one. Cutie's up for this and tries to slam it down. Not quite able to, but Chaser, we're starting to see the same sort of attacks for both teams here. It's like you said, it's all offense right now, with the defense definitely breaking down. There's been some good defense throughout this game, but there haven't been those on-the-line saves that we are kind of used to after game number 1. Speaking of which, there's going to need to be an on-the-line save here. Centurion does make a great one, and if this ball hits the ground, we go to overtime for game number 2. No, it might not. No, they're going to let it spike, and here we go, 4-4. Next goal wins.
Yeah, that was a smart play from the Knights. Express definitely had the advantage going into the offensive zone. Now Comp looking for a flip reset, does get it, goes to the back wall with it. Centurion will be able to get it away from their end. Now looking for a passing play into the middle, but a good challenge from Cutie comes in and gets it back to midfield once again. And no push from the Express. This is going to be a ball to the backboard. Again, read well by the defense of the Express, though. Low boost for Centurion. Nothing going to happen yet. Still ball in the corner of the Express defensive half.
Now we're starting to see something that I'm not as happy with the Express right now. Look how much time they are giving to the Knights to just get ready for their attacks. Part of the reason that the Express were getting really into this game and we're starting to keep this one close is because they were getting in the faces of the Knights, not allowing them these more developed plays. Now all of a sudden, though, they really are giving the Knights a ton of extra room. They're keeping the pressure up in midfield, which I do like to see, but I'm very fearful. One good counterattack where they don't challenge the Knights aggressively enough, and this could all be over within an instant.
Yeah, well, Centurion's going to try to get a solo play. Gets a flick over the top of Comp. Perma will pop this one up. Jish is there, sending it over to Centurion. Shot comes in. Save comes out from Cutie. Follow-up touch and a great clear comes from Perma as well. Pressure still will be there, though, but now it's given away. Once again, like you said, the Express just allowing the Knights to do whatever they please and attack the ball whenever they want as well. But now it is going to be put away to the side. Knights will try to set it up here. Cutie taking a shot. Oh, and it's going to get by, and it's going to go in. The Knights go up 2-0.
Yeah, see, that's the unfortunate truth there is look how much time Cutie gets in the corner there. The minute that someone tries to challenge out of net, and all of a sudden, that's the end of this one. Knights take game number 2, but I do like the changes we are seeing out of the Express. The unfortunate truth for them, though, is as soon as they get to overtime, they can't start going back to their hesitant play. This happens to teams often, Chaser. This is definitely not an unexpected result, but when you get into overtime, you can't start focusing on how to play because it is overtime. You need to focus on how to continue that momentum you had in regulation.
Yeah, and they just weren't able, the Express were not able to continue any kind of momentum, and just good play from the Knights comes in, and you see it there. They got another victory once again, so the offense was there for the Express this time at the very least, so we do have that to hang your hat on if you are an Express fan. So stick with what was working offensively. You're gonna have these situations where the Knights are gonna push through. They're just a very good offensive team. The defense is gonna have to stand strong when it comes down to it, though.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need to see I'd say much more focus on the defense, to put it simply, at this point. The defense needs to be prepared for all of these shots that are coming through, because while we've had some incredible shots, we've also had some shots that could have been saved if the defense was in the right position. The number one I'm going to look towards is, I believe it was a shot against the Express where they just had one of their players a little bit too pushed past the back post, and then it was slotted into the back left corner. That's preventable. Play to that back post. There's a reason that all of us casters, that all of the coaches mention back post rotations, because that's how you prevent it the best. So I think it's absolutely possible. There's definitely a chance here for the Express to try and turn this one around. But the unfortunate truth is, it's all going to start with their defense and making sure that they stop giving space to the Knights.
Yeah, that is the key. They have allowed way too much space for Comp, Perma, and Cutie to just do whatever they want. So we'll see if they can make those adjustments and continue this series without having to, maybe they still have an opportunity to win the series, being only down 2-0, but I think they want to limit the damage, like we've said already once this time. But this time it's going to be in the form of games. Here comes a shot in from Capsize. That's going to be the early goal that the Express need.
That is absolutely going to give them tons of momentum, and once again, it's a passing play. A little bit less traditional, as it is a long shot, to put it simply, and Cutie did make a backflip at the wrong moment, but listen, any momentum in their favor is going to be important. Right now, the Express need to take this early lead and run with it.
Yeah, you don't often see those types of mistakes coming out from the Knights, so you take advantage of every mistake that is made. So now we're going to see the Express, they get the ball back into the offensive zone. Comp's going to put that back to their own half of the field. Perma is going to make one touch, going for a 50 as well, wins that one out. Jish is going to put it into the middle. Capsize is up for this, looking for the shot. It's just a little bit wide. That was a critical attempt there. A 2-goal lead would have been really big for the Express.
Oh, would have been momentous for them. They need to try and give themselves the greatest chance here in this game, because as we had mentioned, because the Knights are up 2-0, they are going to take this series if they win this one. Yes, there's still a chance for the Express to try and bring this to a 3-2 or keep it close, but they really want to make sure that they can stay in the series best possible. At 1-9, like we said, every single win they take counts. And right now, with about 4 minutes remaining, they do look like they are in the lead and have a bit of momentum in their favor. The Knights are not going to go down that easily. With this amount of time, I expect one good counterattack, and the Knights will be right back into this game.
Now the Knights are keeping that ball away from the middle. A shot comes in, and Perma with an early challenge. Now getting a flip into the ball, which puts it towards the net. Easily saved out by Capsize. Centurion's going to have to make this one on their own. Comp is going to take a shot. It's going to be to the crossbar. Great touch comes out from Centurion. Up goes Jish to make that clear to the corner, and it does get away. They do get that boost in that corner as well. Capsize slowing the play down, trying to get a 50. Jish is going to send it over to the side. Comp is there, getting a pinch. Keeping that ball along that midfield line, though, are both of these teams. Neither one allowing it into their defensive half.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more pressure come out of the Express right now, and while it's benefiting them for sure, the Knights have made the necessary adjustments. They're no longer trying to rush that midfield to the same degree as before. They're kind of just letting the Express hit it to them and then waiting to see if they can develop a counterattack, because as much as they have struggled to build a counterattack right now, all it takes is one mistake out of the Express. When you play this high octane of an offense with this much of pressure and this much, I'd say, pre-jumps, it's going to be difficult to hold this perfect for the entirety of a 5-minute game.
And now the Knights, they do have another opportunity once again. They just keep getting it into the box, but so far the Express have been able to turn away every challenge that comes in on the defensive half. Cutie is going to send it to the side. Takes over possession there. Maybe looking for a pass to Cutie. It does get through, and oh, that is a mistake coming out. Just like you said, mistakes will be capitalized by this Knight squad.
Yeah, this is just kind of the different strategy. Sometimes this is what happens, too, is that you've got a team that's all pressure, all offense. They keep that offense up for so long, and then they get a couple goals from it. And then you have the other side of the coin, where all of a sudden it's a team that is just focusing on the counterattack and focusing on that one good opportunity. And to be fair for the Knights, when you're up 2 games, you can kind of afford to take a game where you just kick your feet up and go, let's wait for a chance for us to take the lead.
And also see what this team is made of as well in the process. Kind of scouting for later on in the season in that respect as well. Perma's going to take a shot. That was very close to being in. Capsize keeping it. Gets another touch, going for a 50 there in the corner it goes. Big clear comes out from Comp, but it's going to be straight to Centurion, who sends it back in. Capsize dropping it for Centurion. Shot comes in, but intercepted by Perma. Capsize keeping it on over to Jish. And it's still in the offensive zone for the Express. Shot coming in. Nobody's there this time. And the pressure finally breaks that Knights defense.
And this is the other side of the coin. As we were saying, there are 2 ways for this to get done, and this is perfect execution from the Express. They just kept hammering shots either against the backboard or towards the net and putting it in awkward positions for the Knights. Eventually, they make one mistake in play, and because of how quick they are on the ball there, they slam that one home. A great job out of the Express, but the unfortunate truth is, with about 90 seconds remaining, there's absolutely still a chance for the Knights to close out this series right here, right now.
Especially with the amount of pressure the Knights have shown in the first 2 games of this series. So nothing would surprise me here if the Knights were to come back and get 2 quick ones and take the lead even to win this in regulation, but we'll have to wait and see if that does come to fruition. Now, Jish is going to send that back to midfield, and oh no, this is just what we were talking about. Comp is going to redirect that one in. What a play!
Are you freaking kidding me? I know passing plays have been the highlight for this day, for this series, I should say, but how do you get that little touch out of Comp? We said we were going to say his name throughout this series, and we continue to do so, because at 1-1-1-1, they are dazzling the scoreline as well. 100% shooting, has an assist on the board, as well as a save. The Knights have got their golden goose right now. They're doing everything possible, but the unfortunate truth is, with a minute remaining, the Express, still have a chance to try and bring this one back. Maybe a little bit less now.
Hey, remember when I said 2 goals could be scored really, really quickly? Hey, look, the Knights just did that. They scored right after a kickoff. 17 seconds after that kickoff, it's back to the lead for the Knights. So, yeah, the pressure coming out from this Knight squad is absolutely ridiculous. They are able to do what they want, when they want, and just at the flip of a switch, they scored 2 quick ones when they had trouble scoring the one earlier on.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely controlling the pace of play right now, and the unfortunate truth is you're now starting to see how it affects the Express. Express were doing a great job here earlier and just making sure to sort of counter that pressure. Oh, and they're going to do it again! Caster Curse showing its face 2 plays in a row. I guess I can't compliment either team or diss them at this point, because the minute I do, someone scores.
You're just helping both these teams create great Rocket League. That's all it is, Bass. You're just creating great plays for either team, and we're right back at a level game, 3 apiece. The Express have another opportunity here as they have the kickoff in the offensive half of the pitch. But Cutie will take over possession again, looking to try to pinch that one. Not going to make that happen. Perma is going to be first to that ball. Jish intercepting. And back towards midfield. Comp But they're right back in that same corner. We're just putting it in that corner and seeing what happens. Cuties going to take a shot, finding that upper 90. The Knights back to the lead with 18 seconds.
Oh, the Express doing whatever they can here. You can see these are the panic touches we were talking about earlier. When you have the chance for a touch, sometimes it's better to just try and control it and wait for a challenge. The center goes straight down to QD, and QD's just going to slam that one home. 20 seconds left. There's still a chance for the Express to try and turn this one around. Uh-oh, but not if they don't coordinate the kickoff correctly. QD going to put the dagger in the coffin.
Absolutely. That's going to be game, set, match here for this game 3, and they take the series as well, but they're going to have 2 more games to still play. The Express should look to try to get at least 1, if not 2, both of those games, because it's going to be a really big hole that they're going to find themselves in otherwise.
Yeah, this is, it's just sort of unfortunate here for the Express is that they need to try and just keep this series close. It's poised to go even further in favor of the Knights, but considering how close so many of these games have been, I have to expect that the Express can at least get 1 in the series as they go down 3-0 against the Knights.
You would think that they would, but I mean, like we saw, the Knights were able to flip that switch. They scored 4 goals in a matter of 1 minute and 15 seconds. So it's insane how quick the offense can just snap of a finger and just be in your face from the Knights. The Express, they had a couple of really good opportunities as well, getting 3 in that game. So it is still anyone's game for the last two games of this series, but you got to think the Knights are going to be trying to put as much pressure to get that sweep in this series.
I've got to imagine. I mean, that's the only thing I can really say at this point is that the Knights, I don't think they're going to stop keeping this stop with this pressure. I think they're going to keep it up as much as they can because the truth is that the Express have had multiple chances to at least give themselves a game in this series, and they have not been able to close out a game yet. The Knights are aware of that. There's no way that they are not aware of that. As we mentioned, they're a very good team. They're a very solid team, and you know at this level, if you start to see any sort of weakness in your opponents, they're going to take full advantage of that. And that's what's happening with the Knights right now, is they're seeing these little gaps in the Express defense where they start to get, I'd say, a little bit hesitant. And as soon as that happens, all of a sudden they pounce. So for Express right now, it's about trying to give themselves some confidence. I know that is incredibly difficult when you are down 3-0 in a series and you've been so close to winning. But truly, believe that you can win a game here and you'll be able to close it out. You were this close in overtime in game number 2.
Yeah, so it's just going to come down to the mentality, allowing themselves to have an opportunity in these last 2 games to take the wins. So we'll see what happens. Opening kickoff is underway here. This is going to be in the half of the Knights. The Express are trying to strike early like they have in the past. Jish not going to make contact on that ball. Cutie's going to send it back to midfield. Centurion looking for Jish. Will find them as the ball goes across the pitch once again. It's going to be missed by Capsize, but to the backboard again for the Knights. Cutie going to meet the ball on that opposite side. Now trying to send it back out to the middle for Perma to take a shot, but Comp is going to challenge, and Perma retreats to try to make a play here. Does do so, sending it back to midfield.
It's a much better offense, I would say, so far out of the Express, where they're trying to play with a little bit more patience and precision on their touches. That one's not as precise as I was hoping for, as it was kind of just thrown away to the other team, but definitely liking the adjustments so far, and, well, that's how the Express are going to get the first goal of the game. Centurion with a long shot out of nowhere.
You want to talk about precision, that pass from Jish, great place to put that ball in. Centurion, a big turn and a great big shot to take the lead here in the first minute.
Good start so far here, but the question now, Chaser, is whether or not they can hold on to this offensive pressure here. The Knights have looked okay this game, but only a minute in, I have a feeling they haven't necessarily shown everything yet. They probably got a couple more tricks up their sleeve, and it could start with a 3-man passing play. Not quite able to get that one to the back of the net, but as we can see, the Knights are not quite out of this game yet.
Yeah, Jish almost playing off of 2 players of the Knights, had a flick in hand, but did not get that one to the net. Now the Express, they do have possession in their own half. Jish is going to have to turn on this. This is in front of the net, and oh man, Perma just going to capitalize on the mistake.
Oh, this is so unfortunate. This is kind of the issue when we say, you know, you have to have confidence in yourself. So what happens when you don't? If you're feeling awkward on defense, it's just going to be one small missed touch, and then everybody else panics. It's something I've mentioned to many different teams while coaching, is sort of that if you're going to get into that panic state, don't focus on being the hero. Focus on trying to take a deep breath and giving your team the best chance for everybody to get involved. Too many times you see teams that get into that panic moment, and then every player on the team decides, I have to be the one to fix it. It's just not a viable strategy.
Yeah, you don't want to make matters worse by panicking in that situation, because you see what happens when you do make that mistake and then panic, and now you have a goal in the back of your own net. But here's going to be an opportunity for the Express once again. Capsize looking to bully Perma away from the net, but not able to do so there. They do get it out to the Knights. Comp is going to be ready to receive this. Upfield it goes. Capsize to the corner. Maybe Comp looking for something, but no, actually leaves it and decides to steal the boost instead. Capsize to the corner, ball out into the middle from Perma. Going to be cleared away by Comp back to midfield, but straight to Jish. Looking for Capsize. The passing plays have been good from the Express. This one isn't going to find the back of the net, though.
We're seeing a lot of good pressure from Express. Once again, they continue to put this pressure out at midfield, but when it comes time for them to get a good shot on target, they just can't seem to capitalize. I feel like that might be one of the biggest differences between the two teams we're seeing right now, is that the Express, they get good offensive pressure. When it comes time for them to take a banger shot, they score it cross court. I'm going to eat my words once again, as I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure how this goal went in, considering how long it took to get there.
A lot of it has to do with Cutie. I think Cutie makes a mistake on the flips to get back, and just the ball finds its way through. The seeing eye ball, as you'd call it in the baseball terminology, but it finds a way to the back of the net, and that's 2 goals this game that have been scored similarly, and now a shot comes in from Cutie, making up for that mistake.
This is quite the game, to put it simply, at this point. We knew this was going to be a high-scoring affair when both teams started off just slamming shots back and forth now. But I gotta say, this is definitely more high-scoring than I was even expecting after that 9-goal game number 2 here. We're in game number 4, and we're still getting multiple goals per game, not even as in, like, 3. We're averaging probably between 4 and 5 goals a game. This is amazing to watch.
Yeah, we've got 6 in game 1, 9 in game 2, and 8 in game 3, and we're going to go to 5 here so far in game 4 as Comp gets a 3-2 lead for the Knights. But man, oh man, just unrelenting pressure once again. It just is exactly what we've been talking about from the Knights. They're not allowing the Express to generate anything in their defensive half, and when they do get the generation of a clear or whatever, it's straight to another player of the Knights. You got to find something different if you are the Express. Something has to change in order to get a game off this tough team.
I mean, 100%. You see it there once again, the chance for the Express to try and build a counterattack, but rather than playing it a little bit more strategically and going for a passing play, they slammed it out to midfield where a player from the Knights was waiting. And this has been the biggest issue for Express right now, is that they have struggled to try and figure out how to get those passing plays that were effective in game 1 and 2 and find that effectiveness and find those passes in games 3, 4, and possibly 5. Because right now in game number 4, we're starting to see the passing plays develop out of the Knights, but they really didn't need much more help on offense.
Now they have a 2-goal lead for their troubles, as well as Comp getting a credit for that goal. But Cutie has just been all over the passing and scoring from the last couple of games. So maybe a little bit of a sleeper pick for MVP of the series. So, I mean, hey, this Knights squad just showing why they are one of the best teams in Premier League right now.
Yeah, 100%. They really are a very solid squad all around, and we continue to talk about how much the offense has been incredible in this game, but I do want to reiterate, defense has been stellar on both halves as well. I will say the Express, when they are not panicking on defense, they really do have a solid back line, but unfortunately that panic is far too common, and when they make one mistouch, it really does seem like everything crumbles from there on out, and well, they're going to have to try and solidify themselves a little bit here for the last minute of this game. As we said, they're already down 3-0 in the series, so they cannot bring the series back, but every game counts here, and with only 1 win so far this entire season, they need to try and give themselves a couple games here against the Knights. Yeah,
with 40 seconds remaining, and the way that the Knights have been playing on both ends of the field, it's going to be a tall task so far in this one. I don't want to say this game is over, because we saw how quick teams can score. Both teams have scored in rapid pace, but you got to believe for the Express, they're going to be looking to game number 5 to try to get something generated offensively and just stop this high-octane offense coming out from the Knights.
They're going to at least get in the way here, but I don't think it's going to do much. Again, yeah, it's those panic clears that we're starting to see. Sometimes I say that, you know, a save is one thing and a panic or in a clear is another thing, but right now they are getting the saves in the clears. The issue with the clears, though, is they're just panic clears. They're just throwing them as far away from their goal as possible, where inevitably someone from the Knights is waiting, and as a result, they're going to fall here in game number 4 as well. Another game where I really do think that the Knights, they're just controlling the pace of play. There is no way here for the Express to try and break through, because every chance that they have to take the momentum, the Knights are immediately jumping on it.
Yeah, and it literally is, like you said, they're just throwing possession away, and that seems to be the biggest downfall to what they've been doing, the Express. They got to find a way to get some sort of an outlet pass to a teammates. Their rotations are usually pretty good on the defensive line, but once you start getting into those panic clears, like you've stated, it's tough to get away from it because now, okay, we have no boost. We can't make a good clear. Oh, well, we're just going to boom it downfield. Oh, here come the Knights again. They've got the boost and they've got the possession, and now they're just going to do whatever they want. We've given them so much space to actually generate an offensive opportunity that they're able to do whatever they want.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue right now, is that you're just giving free reign to the Knights to do what they want, and they're doing what they want. It's straight up. There's no other way to say it besides the fact that the Knights are controlling what they're doing, and they're executing pretty much perfectly here. I'd love to see a heat map of where we're being shot on, where the goals are being shot on, because it really does feel most of the shots have been in the corners pretty much the entire time. We've seen very few goals go dead center net, and that's the caliber of teams we're dealing with right now. When they shoot a shot, it is deadly most of the time.
Yeah, the accuracy on point from even both of these teams, really. We've seen the big clears coming out from the Express that generate offensive opportunities, and they score off of those a lot of the time. But hey, if it's working, you got to do what's working. The problem is you can't allow the Knights to just do what they're doing here. And oh my goodness, that's got to be play of the week caliber right there from Comp.
Oh my, when it's this clean, yeah, you kind of have to. Dodges one and then pops it over the next. Just absolutely perfect play. And, well, we were saying that the Express needed to give themselves a little bit of momentum and needed to give themselves some sort of confidence going into game number 5. I have a feeling that might just take away all of that confidence.
It takes away a good bit of it, I would imagine, but now the outlet passes we were talking about are going to be generated by the Knights instead of the Express. A good outlet comes out there. But man, oh man, the momentum shift. And now Comp's just literally styling, trying to do whatever they can do to get as many opportunities at play of the week right now. All the Knights are just really, they're feeling themselves right now.
Yeah, they're really just styling right now. They're doing what they want on the field, and that's not a good thing to see if you are the Express. You do not want them this confident when they're only up 1-0, and it's not even the end of the first minute of game number 5.
Well, here we go. We'll see if we can get something of a counterpunch coming out from the Express. Jish is going to send that downfield. Centurion was there, but Perma intercepted, and now a demo from Perma gives the possession back to the Knights again. Capsize will send it back, but again, just another sort of panic clear. Just not really anything to be found. And oh my lord, what a pass from Perma. But Comp is going to get a second goal.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. As much as that flip reset was absolutely incredible earlier, this is my Play of the Week nomination. Oh my word. The pass down was ridiculous, but the shot from Comp as well to just keep that one on the floor. Saw both of the defenders pre-jump and decided, let's not take a ripper. Let's just put it accurate again. This is what has been the difference between these two teams. As accurate as we have seen the Express be, if the Knights get a shot on target, it's an incredible one, as we see another ripper against the net.
And just goal after goal coming out from the Knights. Jish, a little too much power on that clear that went to the corner and just booms right back out into the middle for Perma to take that shot. And man, it's just everything working in the favor of the Knights right now. Even in this game 5, they have just been so dominant so far, and it's only a minute and a half in.
Yeah, this really has been a very, very well executed game from the Knights. And I saw someone in chat call Comp a cheat code. I'm hard-pressed to try and disagree with that one at this point. Absolutely stellar play all over the pitch this game, and all over the pitch this entire series, to be honest. It's really one of these things where you mentioned all 3 players off the Knights are extremely solid, as Comp does score another goal, so he will get some more spotlight time. But that's kind of what makes it so difficult. This team is able to pass so well, and even if they aren't necessarily the scoring champion for each match, it doesn't matter who it is. They're executing as a 3-man unit just perfectly all the time.
Yeah, and Comp was leading the Knights in goals in the standard game mode with 13 through 10 games. I gotta believe that is going to be a bit of an uptick as, oh my lord, the Express, they can't even buy a goal right now. What a save on the back line from Perma, and now the counterattack. Oh my lord, just the Knights on both ends of the pitch. We thought it was just an offensive showing. This is on both sides of the field right now.
I'm going to keep harping back to the point that the defense is stellar from both of these teams. Yes, the Express haven't necessarily been able to generate the offensive power necessary, but they've definitely had a pretty solid defense here. The fact of the matter is that if they didn't have a solid defense, these would be blowouts every single time. And while this is a little bit of a blowout at 4-1, the Express do get a goal back, but they've been able to keep the series close so far, and a lot of lesser teams would probably let these go 10-0 every time.
The 10 burger, yes. The way that the Knights were playing in the first half of this game, I thought that was absolutely possible. I mean, technically it still is. If they score another one right here, they have the theoretical chance at a 10 burger. But just a really good showing from really both these teams to be able to, for the Express to be able to keep it as close as they have in this series. Even in the game that the first game was kind of a blowout. We'll just talk that one up to nerves a little bit for the Express, but since then they've all been 2-goal or better games, and a lot of the goals from the Knights have come late in those games as well. The Express have been able to keep the games close. So there's something that you can look at going forward throughout the rest of the season, because you're keeping this tough team to within 2 goals of you. There's just a couple of adjustments you need to make.
100%, and I think they're recognizing that as well, because the Express have definitely done a good job of getting a little bit quicker to the ball and starting to make some more precision touches. I'm just going to keep harping on the same point, though. Everything breaks down when they start to panic. When they don't necessarily have full confidence in what they're doing, they make some missed touches, they make some missed rotations, as you see a double commit out at midfield, and they just start to break down their play. So if they can try and give themselves a little bit more confidence, if they can try and work on their mentality and their mental fortitude throughout these series, they will be able to recover as a team. But unfortunately for today, with only about 80 seconds remaining on the clock and a 3-goal deficit, while it is doable for the Express, considering how difficult it has been for them to even get a real shot on target, I think that this game is about wrapped up, and the Knights are going to take 5 in a row.
And yeah, that would really help them in the standings as well, pushing them up to 13-2 on the season so far in threes. So the demo's going to come out from Capsize, but time just keeps on ticking away. So with that, it's going to be a tough ask, especially when they do not get a shot here, and they do finally get one.
No.
But guess what? You got some woodwork you got to deal with there.
Oh, just got to feel bad for Express right now. They're just trying to give themselves some sort of little momentum going out of this game, and they will get it. Centurion will slot in a shot, and Jacer, listen, 2 goals in 30 seconds. This is very doable. They just need some solid kickoffs.
And hey, you saw there, Capsize going for some bumps onto Cutie as well, so get physical. You gotta throw caution to the wind. Worst case scenario, you lose the game anyway. You're already down in this one, so best case scenario, you're able to tie it up. Here's a shot on, saved out by Comp, but yeah, it needed to be a kickoff goal, I think, in order to make it happen, though.
Yeah, it really did need to be a kickoff goal at this point. Wait a minute. I was going to say, I don't know if they have the time, but Centurion going to make me eat my words. That's what, like the 5th caster curse I've had this game? I'm fine with it as long as we get a series.
Hey, if we can get overtime here in Game 5, it's anybody's game at that point. The Express showed some promise in the overtime from Game 2, but we're just a little bit outmatched in that period, so we'll see what happens. This ball is headed towards the Express half. Jish send it to Capsize, back to Centurion. That ball towards the net's going to be easily cleared out, and that's a good time killer coming from the Knights as well. Ball into the middle again. Back down the field it goes. It's going to be a full court carry coming out from the Express. The demo comes out, Capsize popping it, and oh no.
What?
Oh, I thought that was in. Oh man, oh man. The GGs come out from both teams, and just a 5-0 sweep coming out from the Knights.
Unfortunately, I can't necessarily say this was unexpected, but I do think that as the series went on, we more and more thought that at some point the Express would at least be able to give themselves a game here and bring some sort of real showing against the Knights, but it kind of came down to the same problems every single game, and we noticed this in game number 2 when we saw Express kind of doubling down on some of the issues they had in game number 1, but I was just hoping the entire time, the fan in me, the bias part of me, as I try to say as unbiased as I can in the caster booth, but the fan in me was going, hey, Express, you guys have got this. You've got one win in the bag. You can do it. And unfortunately, as we said, many other teams probably wouldn't have been able to keep it this close against the Knight, but the fact that the Express brought it to 3-4 in the final game just goes to show you they were so close to getting a win this series.
Especially since we had almost written them off in that Game 5 as well. I mean, being down 4-1 with very little time on the clock, and they score 2 quick ones to try to pull it back and almost have an opportunity at the third in that last minute to tie it up. Just, yeah, I mean, all heart coming out from the Express. And, you know, you can take solace in knowing that you push this team to the very limit in the Knights.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's the biggest thing that they should take away from this one is that, hey, we may not have the same record as all of those upper echelon teams that are currently in MLE in the Premier League, but we can hang with every single one of them, and all it takes is one good series for your season to turn around. We mentioned this already, but I'm going to continue to mention it. I think this is something I was talking about on Behind the Goal, but this is early enough in the season that as much as these games really do matter, they don't necessarily matter. You've got plenty of time to try and turn this one around. So for the teams at the bottom, this is just a chance for you to try and turn this one around. There's going to be a point where you're going to be able to start to recover and build your way back up. The teams up top, this is just kind of insurance for them. It's giving them a little bit of extra buffer room, a little bit of room to breathe as they go throughout the season. So, well, yes, these games are extremely important for teams like the Express. They have got to focus on the future, not the now.
Yeah, absolutely. And all it takes in this non-division play is 2 or 3 good series and 2 or 3 bad ones from the Knights, and you guys could find yourselves at a completely even record going into your next matchup. So just keep yourselves in the right state of mind and push forward throughout the rest of the season. Make the little adjustments that you think you need to make, which is, I think, just continuing to keep possession and not just booming the ball away. And you could be right up there battling with the Knights next time and take the series 5-0 the other way.
Absolutely, but we're going to have to find out whether or not they can do that, because that is the end of series number 1 here for the day. We're not quite done, though, Chaser. We've got another one after this. We're still going to keep going with some even more Rocket League action, and oh my word, I cannot wait for it. So we're going to go to a quick little break, get everything set up, but when we return, like I said, even more Rocket League action, this time between the Shadow and the Flame, so you're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned.